Uh,
Do you just get a blowjob, or do you just give a blowjob or something? Were you gargling a mouth? Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I have to do the introduction because TK here is like, rinsing his mouth off cum from the blowjob he just gave for like $20. So, hello, listeners. Welcome to the Talk Cock podcast. You have guys here who's TK the blowjobber. I'm me. I'm Donkey. Yep. Hi. How did that cock taste?
delicious.
What the fuck?
Hey, can you take a bit?
What?
Turn down the music a bit.
No. Wait. Waltz music is the best.
That's from the Ghibli movie, right?
I don't know. I'm just playing a random playlist.
Yeah, it's this one is from House Moving Castle. It's really nice.
Oh, it is?
Have you ever seen that movie?
I did, but it has been like decades ago.
Yeah, it's a nice movie, and I think that music really makes it. Yeah.
Music makes the difference.
Yeah, I listen to that one often. It's very nice. But yeah, welcome everyone to the Talk Talk Podcast, episode 10. And with you have your regular host, the TK and the donkey.
Yes. The TK and the donkey. So we're just like, look at that.
Oh.
Look at her.
Well, we almost didn't have this episode because this motherfucker here wanted to watch fucking Ocean's 13 or something.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, yo, donkey, we're gonna record. He's like, I'm watching a movie.
We're gonna record on Sunday, so yeah.
Well, it's Sunday, of course. Of course, we're gonna record. So you're better now? Like you're recovered from COVID?
It doesn't really matter. I recovered already or not because the new rules of Singapore said that after the 7th day, even if you're positive, you're okay to go out.
The fuck?
Yep. So because it will no longer spread.
Okay, so are you positive now or negative?
No, I forgot to do it just now.
So when the last time you tested? Yesterday?
I can't remember.
What the fuck?
I think it was day 1, and then I ran out of kits. So yeah, I just bought it. Yeah.
Wow.
Even like it doesn't. If I'm still gonna be home like for 7 days, it doesn't really matter to me anymore. Like if I'm positive or not. Oh.
What the fuck? Okay.
Doesn't make sense. Like, even if I'm positive after the 7th day, I still need to go back to. I need to get my ass back to work anyways. Like, not. How does my result actually affect anything at all at this point?
Mm-hmm. So how did you enjoy your 7 days at home?
Not that much. I'm still working at home, so yeah.
I mean, you're working, but you're at home, so
doesn't make much of a difference because you're still working. You know, when you have like so much shit on your head and and you can't really get ample rest from anything, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Okay, so what have you been doing at home besides jerking off?
Wait. My earphones are jacked forward. It's a little bit screwed up. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, I can.
So, you were saying?
I'm saying, what have you been doing at home besides jerking off?
Jack off thing.
So half the day you spend looking for materials, and the nights you spend jerking off.
Yep, exactly. That's how you get the COVID away from you, bro. You jack it away. So,
You,
eh.
you jerk the COVID out of your system, huh?
Yep, that's how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no more secrets with vaccine. You!
You are the cure.
I am the cure. One might come. I'm gonna come all over your face. The next time you get COVID, I'm just gonna start going over to your face, like how people pee on jellyfish things.
That fucking that is no way the same fucking thing. What?
It is.
Someone gets COVID, you go and jerk off on their face. Oh, bro, you got COVID? I have to jerk off on your face. There's no other way. It's the only way to help you now.
Yep, that is the only way. So yeah, I mean, for doing this shit, man, it's hard looking for materials, man.
What, for jerking off on people's face?
Yeah, like you know all that novelty behind all that research throughout the years, and you've got to remember like, okay, what's a good scenario for me to do this now? And you gotta
Uh-huh.
like kinky ones or just subtle ones, or stuff like that. All that research, I get paid for that shit. My cum.
The fuck? Wait, so speaking of that, imagine if imagine you went to, I don't know, you went somewhere up in the mountains, okay, with like one of your bros or something, and
Hello.
they get,
Hello.
yeah,
Okay, sorry, you were saying. I went somewhere. What?
yeah, I was saying that imagine you go up in the mountains with one of your bros, yeah, just hiking or whatever, and a venomous snake comes and bites your friend's penis, and you have to suck out the poison from his penis in order to save him. Like, there's no other way of immediate medical attention. You have to do it to save his life. Would you do it?
I have a jackknife.
What? So
I'll,
you just let him die?
no, I'll just castrate him.
What the fuck? He'll die of bleeding out.
Well, it's easier to suck a pussy-looking thing compared to a dick.
So there you have it. So there you have it, everyone. So don't go hiking in the mountains with the donkey. He will not save your life.
Nope, not at all.
He will,
Not at all.
he will not suck the poison out of you.
I ain't gonna blow a dick just to save your life.
What? Like, weigh those two things, like sucking a dick, saving a person's life. But isn't it not worth it? Is it not worth it?
Would you suck my dick if I was bitten by?
Hey, I'm not. We're not talking about me, okay? I'm asking you. You can't just the Uno reverse card the question.
Fuck you! You would have saved my ass, you fucker! You fucking bungler! You ain't gonna save my life. You just gotta start calling your friends and ask them like, what the fuck are you supposed to do now? Same bug language.
They're gonna tell me. I mean, no, that's not even the point. I'm asking you, what the fuck? The point is that you're the problem. You are the one who refuses to save a life for just the measly price of sucking a penis.
That is a PTSD shit. Okay, that's not a measly price. Okay.
No,
Wait,
but it would be worth it. Like,
why the
you,
fuck would his dick be bit in the first place? Why was his crotch anywhere near the fucking snake in the first place? That's on
I
him,
mean,
man.
it's in the mountains. Anything could happen. The poison snake could just be there, like, hiding in the ground. And when you go to hike over it, you spread your legs. Out of nowhere, the fucking snake comes and bites your cuckoo chow. It's gonna happen.
That doesn't. I mean, if that's on him, then that's not. It doesn't mean you have to suck a dick. I mean, if it's on his ass, maybe, but if it's on his dick, then no, I'm sorry, that's where it ends.
That's where you draw the line. You're okay with sucking off his ass.
Well, if it's his ass, it's fine. Like it's a whole piece of flesh, and I'm not, you know.
Okay, wait. What
Girls-
if? What if? Wait, what?
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 You're saying?
Did you say you suck girls' asses too?
Nope, I didn't. It was your imagination.
Okay, then let me ask you: if it's a friend, if it's a girl, okay, if your friend is a girl that got bitten on her pussy, would you suck it out?
It depends.
What? On what?
If a fucking pussy is gonna smell like fish, no. What? All that fucking bacteria
she's
for her
a
pussy to. If she's a Libra female, her pussy is
yeah,
gonna.
if she's a Libra, it's the question. It's out of the question. You're not saving her. If it's a Libra female, you're just leaving her to die.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Oh, my friend, my Libra friend. I'm sorry this has to come to an end, but yes, may the TK bless you. Yep, that's how
I
it is,
mean,
man.
you've done it without having to save a life before, right?
No, fuck, I didn't fucking put my face in a fucking pussy that smells like fish. No,
You haven't?
no, what
What
the
about
fuck?
your girlfriend what about your girlfriend that was a Libra and had a smelly pussy?
I didn't. I was licking a pussy back then. She was my first ex-girlfriend who took my virginity away.
Okay.
Yep.
He took your virginity away. Just say
Yep.
he stole it. He's like a fucking burglar in the fucking museum stealing
Yep.
virginity away.
I didn't even know what the hell was going on before I knew it. She was like, I take that shit. I'm like, wait, what is the no? You better take what I say. And yep. That's how I was deflowered.
Wait, had you jerked off before that?
No.
No?
No.
Did you even know how?
Yeah, I knew how, but no, I didn't really. Not that I remember. I did. Let me think. I'm not too sure. I can't remember when.
What the fuck? Are you saying you had your dick sucked off before you actually like played with yourself?
I think that might have happened. Yes.
Oh, you you dog, you.
What? I mean, when I was younger, I had like more charisma. Like there's
So
more.
that was that was the first time for you that you experienced orgasm.
No, I didn't even know what the fuck was it. Like, I can't remember if I felt good, but I definitely knew it wasn't ecstatic.
Oh, but you came,
Of course I did, King.
but you didn't know what the fuck was going on before you, because you never came before.
I think I think so. I mean, even if I did play with myself, properly enjoyed the feeling of orgasm as much as I do now.
Well, yeah, but no, I was asking like, if so, if that was the first time you experienced it, it must have been fucking weird.
It
Because
was.
like, yeah, because if you didn't like even make yourself, if you hadn't masturbated yourself before that, and that was your first time experiencing coming, then it must have been so weird. Like I can't even imagine.
I honestly can't remember anymore because that's like a good like 20 years ago.
Fucking
Wow.
imagine not even being able to remember your first time.
Nope, not something that I want to remember too.
You just want to wipe that out of your memory.
Yep. That's how
Forget it ever happened.
yeah, I mean like who the fuck goes to a pussy and goes like, oh, is this what all pussy smells like? I'm never gonna fuck again.
Well, some people do get traumatized that way, right? Like I've heard of that. Like not guys, because guys are shameless. Like they're gonna fucking go back. Like, they're gonna go back and keep keep barking up the tree, keep putting their dicks in
No,
whatever
I
they
wouldn't.
can.
What the fuck? Like,
No,
okay,
I'm not talking about you, but no, I'm talking about like specifically for girls. I've heard that like their first kiss or like their first time was so bad that it
uh-huh.
completely turned them off from sex for like a few years.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Like that's all they could imagine. Like
does that,
it was gonna be that bad every time.
let me try to recall if that happened to me. Uh, I can't remember to be honest. I wow. Why
Wait,
is this so stressful?
do you remember being like what was your perception of sex after that your first time going horrible like that?
I hope the next pussy.
You hoped for the best.
Yep, I hope for the best. And I can't remember if I had a lot of sex back then. Like, I don't think I did. I mean, I had a lot of relationships, but I didn't had a lot of sex because I was still very young.
Hmm. And we're talking about you were in the teens here, right? Like before you were 18 even.
Before 20.
Before 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, actually I did. What the fuck? I remember now. What the hell? Holy shit, no, okay, I fucking remembered. Okay, I fucked a lot. Okay, I'm sorry.
Fuck you. So my original statement was true after guys like putting their dicks repeatedly in the holes and hoping for the best.
No, but I didn't put back the fucking.
Well, no, but after like typically for someone being like if someone's first time went as horribly as your first time, and you said that that might have been the first time you like experienced coming as well, so that's double.
But
So
that's
after
fine
that,
because
someone would be discouraged, you know?
I was. But she cooked for me, and I had like instant noodles with crab sticks and stuff.
What
Yeah.
the crab sticks is the solution, is the cure.
No, wait, what the fuck? No, I had a good meal after all that trauma, so it's fine.
Just cook me some noodles and crab sticks after it, and we're good.
Yep, yeah, and we're good. And you know what? What's fucked up?
Hmm.
Like she had a kid, and I was only 17, I think, and she had a kid, and it was so weird house because I'm like 17 and a kid was like fucking 10 years younger than me or something around there. And it felt so weird because it's like, oh,
What the fuck? So she
yeah,
had like a 7-year-old kid.
yeah,
Holy shit! So that's where your fucking obsession with MILF came from. Like, even your
no,
first time, you were fucking. you, your
no,
first time was with a fucking MILF, like a literal MILF.
yeah. Now that you put it this way, yeah, it was. But no, most of my relationships are all like, not milfs, non-milfs.
Non-MILF.
Yeah, non-milfs. Like,
But
the
you're still chasing that high. That's why you're obsessed with MILF.
no, I'm not. I'm just old now.
What?
I'm old. Like, I'm just old to a point where the girls that I like are naturally milfs. Like, can you realize that if they're at my age, they're considered milfs, right?
Oh my! Imagine like getting to the age where MILFs are just girls your age.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Like your whole
No,
life, you're like, yeah, I like MILF, bro. Oh, got me some MILF. Yeah, those MILFs be a hot. And yo, at this point, you're like, yeah, they're just regular girls for me. Just girls my age.
yeah, they are. I mean, but as much as I like older women, but um, ironically, I think I've only like dated like two more older women after that. The rest are all younger than me for some reason.
Hmm. I mean, the thing about the fantasy and reality are also different, right?
Yeah, it is.
You
So much different.
like you watch porn, MILF porn or whatever, you fantasize that shit, but in reality, it's different. It's not just about if the girl is a MILF or not. Like that's not what your relationship depends on.
Well, yeah, it was. It all depended on that. Like, I'm gonna get
Cause
laid.
you
I'm
were
gonna get
fucking horny, fucking 17-year-old. What the fuck?
laid. Well, yeah. Like, what the hell love are you will be talking about at fucking 17?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you knew what you were getting into, and I'm sure the MILF knew what she wanted and she was getting into. She
Yeah,
just
she
wanted
wanted
some young cock.
fresh blood.
Yeah. Damn, imagine she must be fucking old by now. Like
Oh my gosh, she's 46 this year. What the hell?
60. Wait, 46?
Yeah. Holy
Wait,
shit.
how old was she at when you guys did it?
She was about the late 20s.
Late 20s.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
Wow, okay, fuck. That was long ago. Holy shit, man. What the hell? And all
Eh,
that shit. The very first, the very first time I actually did it was to a female Libra. What the hell, man?
oh my god, Donkey's been scarred ever since. That's
Ever since,
where they That's where his hate of female fucking Libras originated from. We got him, boys. We got him, boys and girls. We got him.
Oh, no, but after that, I still dated another female Libra, a younger one.
Yeah, but you still continue to be traumatized.
No, I think
No.
at a point I totally forgot all about it because of the noodles. Yep.
Wait, so if MILFs are just girls your age now, then that technically makes you a DILF.
No, I don't look anything my age, remember?
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
Like when I
you
see
know,
the
if you're going by age.
well, yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be a DILF, but I'm
Oh,
nowhere.
hello there.
Oh, hello. Hello, Bobby. Well,
Hello, Bobby.
hello, Bobby. No, I hope to be a DILF, but I'm just too. I think I'm too feminine for that.
The fuck?
Yeah, like
So are
girls
you a
don't
MILF
look.
then?
No, wait. Oh, maybe I am. No, but girls don't look at me and go like, "Oh my god, it's a DILF." Like the first thing that comes to my mind, to their minds, is like, "Why the fuck are you prettier than me?" And
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
how the fuck is that supposed to happen? Like, no, wait, what the fuck are you even talking about? I'm a guy.
Wait, so, but you know, it's like in anime, when you have the fucking lolly-looking character, the and she's supposed to look like this lolly fucking underage kid, but she's actually a fucking ancient vampire or demon or something who is 1,000 years old. So maybe that's how you are.
But the thing is, I'm a guy.
Yeah, well, you're the reverse version of that.
What the fuck? How am I a male lolly now?
Because you look young, but actually you're old.
I don't dress lolly.
That's not the point.
Do you want me to?
Oh my god. I bet you could. I bet you could. Like those gothic Lolita fucking outfits.
I think I would be able to pass it off too. Like, I need a wig with bangs.
Holy shit.
I think I would actually be a fucking pretty hot lolly. Come to think about it.
So you would actually be like scamming people, fucking catfishing them at that point. Like a grown fucking in their 30s Chinese guy fucking catfishing people as a 13-year-old lolly or something.
No, what the fuck? I'm not a fucking pedophile. No, go away.
No, you would be the bait
Oh,
to lure out the pedophile.
like it's like no, I don't look anything like 13-year-olds or even if I be a golf lolly. I just look too old for that. I look like a MILF lolly. Yeah.
Okay, I think we've had enough lolly discussion.
Yep. And
But
just
yeah,
as we're talking about
speaking,
lolly, sorry.
yeah,
No, the music just became something very lolly. Can you hear my background music?
yeah, I was,
Yeah,
I
like
did, I did notice it.
I just oh my god, that was so surreal. Okay, you were saying?
Yeah, and I was saying that speaking of anime, I think we can get into some of that discussion. I remember. Wait, the music is a bit loud.
It is?
Yeah.
It's really far away from me. I think maybe because it's really high. How about now?
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So yeah, I remember a couple of episodes ago where we discussed about anime,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you told us some of the anime that like affected you
Mhm.
or like you learned from. So I said that I was going to talk about some of the anime that I like
Yep,
had an
yep.
effect on me on the next episode, which we didn't get to because of various reasons. But okay, maybe we can discuss about that today.
Yep, we can. Like, just it's just gonna be all hentai though, but listeners beware.
I mean, hey, like I
Yep.
I would be lying if I didn't say that hentai didn't have a big impact on my life.
Wow. 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 Okay, I understand now.
I mean, I still can't forget the first time I watched Bible Black.
Well, that's a whole different story. Bible Black is Bible Black.
Yeah. But yeah, that just fucking opened my eyes to a whole new world. So
A whole new. Is that
yeah,
all the time? It was a
yeah,
homage to fucking Bible Black.
yeah. A whole new world.
A whole new world. Okay, let's begin. What is your
Yeah.
list?
Okay. I mean, yeah. I think we'll lay off the hentai for today. Maybe have a special episode for that sometime later.
Oh,
But
oh,
mm.
oh.
I mean, last time you talked about like the music anime that had an impact on you, like Norame Cantabile, Lion
Uh-huh,
April, and those kind of shows.
uh-huh.
But I think for me, when I started watching anime, I I think it was around eighth grade. No, it was after eighth grade. Uh, so I can't remember how long ago now.
What the
But
fuck is eighth grade?
eighth grade in class,
Like
like in
we,
school.
like over here, we don't really go by that system. Like we go like primary 1 to primary 6, secondary 2, so secondary 4. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So
Okay.
yep.
So this was like eighth grade is basically it's secondary school. Yeah, it's secondary school,
Mhm.
and 10th grade is the end of secondary school. After that is higher secondary. Like, yeah, we have higher secondary school, which is 2 years after 10th grade, and
Mhm.
then after that we have like university. So yeah, for me, I really started like watching anime. I think after eighth grade. So at the beginning of ninth grade, probably. Uh, and I remember I still remember my first anime ever was like Death Note. Like that
Oh.
was the actual anime. I knew that was anime that I was watching because as a kid I watched fucking Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z on TV and on
Mhm.
Cartoon Network, but I didn't know that shit was anime. You know, I just thought that
Mhm.
was cartoon or whatever. Everyone used to watch it. So yeah, but Death Note was like the first anime which I knew was anime. You know, I knew it was from fucking Japan and whatever. And I
Mhm.
looked up that shit and watched it online like out of my own will
Mhm.
because I was fucking bored. Like I was done with movies and TV shows. Like there comes a point, like yeah, as a kid, like all I used to watch was like English movies, anything on TV that would come out, like any kind of fucking Hollywood movie, TV shows, whatever. But there came a point I remember when I was fucking tired of all that. Like it all started becoming boring for me. It was like the same fucking thing over and
Mhm.
over again. So I was like, I want something new. I need something new. Okay, I'm getting bored out of my fucking mind. So I yeah, I heard about Death Note. Like I heard online a lot about this, like it's the epic show or whatever. And The music is a bit loud again, Chunky.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so I watched Death Note, and the first episode got me hooked as fuck. Cause you watched Death Note, right?
Yep.
Did you watch the anime?
I only watched the anime.
Okay, so you know how awesome it is.
Yeah,
So
back then before I got mainstream, yes.
yeah, so then I watched the first episode. I was fucking immediately hooked. I was like, damn, what the fuck is this? Like, this is unlike anything I've seen before. Like the fucking storytelling, the fucking I don't know, ambience of it, and the plot structure or whatever. It just seemed so cool and so epic, you know. So I was hooked on the first episode, and the second episode just took it even higher and higher. And I fucking started binging that shit. I binged that shit like in 2 days. In Yeah, that was like what 36 episodes or something. That whole show I
Yeah, I think so.
completed in the first 2 days. Yeah, and after that I was just hooked. I was like, okay, now I want to watch more of. I need more of this. Okay, so I need more anime. Then I started looking up all the fucking anime I could find, like all the top lists, anime lists or reviews or whatever. Watched all those shows. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, like Code Geass,
Mm.
fucking all pirated shows. I skipped like the long ass shonen animes like
Mm.
Naruto or One Piece. That shit was like too fucking long, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
get into it. I wanted to watch all the shorter shows.
Mm.
So yeah, I started watching those things, and the I think the anime at that time of my life that had a huge impact was Welcome to the NHK. Have you
Oh,
heard of that?
yeah, I
Have
did. I
you?
remember that. I can't remember if I watched it, but I definitely came across this anime. I remember opening a tab on that. What was it about again?
So, Welcome to the NHK it's taken from a novel that was written by this guy that became a hikikomori. In so it means like locking yourself up in your house, like not going outside, being afraid of social interaction or anything. Just locking yourself, isolating yourself
Hmm.
uh, from society and shit. So this guy became a hikikomori. He didn't have a job. He was living on nothing. Like he was cooped up inside his house, and he wrote this book in this condition. And he wrote it about a guy that was that basically he took his own self. He took his own situation and based the main character out of it. So the anime is about a guy who is going through this situation, who's like socially alienated himself after high school, and now he's just cooped up inside. He's afraid of social interaction. He thinks that everything is a conspiracy, and everyone is out to get him. Like people are just everywhere, conspiring against him and shit. So he's like so afraid of social interaction, anything. He can't do anything basically. Like he can't get a job, he can't go outside, he can't go to college, anything. He just yeah, that's how he's living his life. So that's how the anime starts off, and it's about this guy like meeting a couple of other people and like going through a lot of like fucking disasters basically. Basically it's like a dark fucking comedy. It's a dark humor show
Hmm.
where it shows this guy just spiraling deeper and deeper down this hole. Like it's he gets messed up in all kinds of weird shit. He gets scammed into a pyramid scheme. He goes to a fucking suicide island with a bunch of fucking suicidal freaks who are about to commit suicide, basically.
What the?
Like, it's fucking hilarious but so sad at the same time.
Mhm.
And like, he has these attempts of trying to get better, but it always just ends up in getting worse somehow. And it's just insane. Like, it's a really fucking good show. And at the time when I watched this show, I think I was in 10th grade, or like I just finished 10th grade, so my secondary school or something. And like, I wasn't in a very good place myself because like, various things happened during that time of my life, which, like, because of family pressure and shit, and because of my fucked up grades, and my family obviously being the Asian parents, they're fucking disappointed in me, and like, you know how that pressure is. So that resulted in me like secluding myself, like isolating myself a lot from my family, isolating myself even from my friends, to a point, and really just yeah, getting more and more in that hikikomori state, where I didn't want to socially interact with people, I didn't want to face anyone, and
Hmm.
shit. I remember watching that show in that during that phase of my life, and I remember like that show having somewhat of a big impact on my life, because it showed me that, like, what I was going through, like, there are other people that are going through that, and
Mhm.
like, this is a stage, like, this kind of thing can happen to people, and how it can get worse and worse, and like, what watching that guy suffer basically just put my suffering into like perspective, like, seeing yourself, or even worse, what you could become later
Mhm.
if you continue this uh, in this way, what you could become even worse. Like, you can just see yourself reflected in that, and it like had a big impact to where I was like laughing at the fucking misfortune of this guy,
Mhm.
and still like I was feeling like that relatableness and like feeling sad at the same time, So yeah, at the end of that show, like, yeah, that show really moved me and really put a lot of perspective on stuff, and it helped. Like, sometimes, when you're in a like sad state of mind or place, watching a sad movie or a sad show, like, reflective of your situation, just helps you for
Mhm.
some reason, you
Mhm.
know? Like, when you put on sad music and you wanna just be in that state or something, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just helps you for some
Yeah.
reason. So yeah, I remember that anime had a huge impact on me, and I think yeah, another anime. Yeah, I mean, I think that was the anime that had the biggest impact on me, actually. And other than that, I think anime at that stage of my life, anime was a huge part of escapism for me.
Mhm.
That was like that was like my escape from reality at that point, because the situation I told you that I was in, and in that situation I was going through anime like it was like bread and butter for me. Like, I was binging show after show, like doing nothing basically, not fucking going
Mhm.
out, not talking to anyone, not even showering for days, and just staying cooped up in my room or whatever, just fucking watching shows after shows, just trying to fucking, you know.
Yep, I went through that too.
Yeah. It's like when you're so fucking sad or depressed and you take a whole fucking bucket of ice cream, you wallow in your misery and keep
Well,
finishing buckets of ice
yeah.
cream.
Like, I mean, there really isn't much I don't know how to explain, but it just helps to elevate yourself in a bit while binge watching all this. It's like
Yeah, I
sustaining
don't know.
a connection.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, human nature, but when we're in that state of mind, just seeing other people or even other characters going through that, and like it just helps us in some way, you know. It just helps us know that there are other people with similar experiences and that you're not alone.
Well, but
And
some people
yeah,
just don't care to. Like, not everybody in the same situation that we were in would feel that.
uh,
I mean, it really depends on how self-centered they are.
mhm.
Yeah, like I've
Well,
met.
yeah, I think for most people, it does affect in a positive way because I see like a lot of times you see like artists like when it like because that's an art, right? Those mediums, entertainment mediums, it's an art. So a lot of the times you would see people like commenting and like saying that it helped them out of a hard or difficult situation,
Mhm.
you know, in a lot of songs or shows or you know whatever. Because I think most people uh just want some kind of company, even
Mhm.
if it's not from another person. Just keeping a company from something, you know, be it an anime, be it maybe a show or even a podcast or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
People just want some company,
Yeah, I
and
think
that
that's a
even
word.
that helps them a lot.
Yeah, I think company is a word. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
and
that what's matches up with what I was feeling back then, I think.
because I remember like the anime was my escape basically from reality. When I was watching that, I forgot about everything, right?
Hmm.
If it if even if it wasn't like a sad or relatable anime,
Mhm.
you know, because I was consuming that for the first time, it was like that kind of storytelling or animation or whatever that I've never experienced before. So
Mhm.
even when I was watching comedies or action or whatever, I was just completely absorbed into this world, and I was able to forget about the things I was dealing with,
Mhm.
basically. And I think that that helped me a lot.
It's strange, like how like something like that is able to uh help us in situations like that because like I said, it's just all artwork and everything. But I guess like when you hear like voices from all the characters and all that music and all that situation, yeah, actually it does help us make us feel less lonely. And in terms
Yeah,
of going through that all that stuff, yeah, no doubt it's not a good phase to go through because you're just like prolonging what is inevitable. But it did help us to I guess like all that voices, like I I'm not too sure about your side, but when I was watching like binge watching on my end, I usually watch them till I sleep, and when I wake up, I just continue like watching, like just press play.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So it's
used to
like
watch them like nights. Like I couldn't even sleep in nights. Like I would keep watching them until I couldn't anymore. Like until
yeah.
my body like physically fell asleep or I finished it, you
Mhm.
know? And there was no night or day. I would just fucking continue after I woke up, just eating, just getting food and just like eating and watching at the same time and shit. Not doing anything else basically.
Yep. Yeah. Well, like it's quite amazing because I don't know. I never thought that uh animes or shows like that uh could play a big part in terms of attachment wise.
Mm.
Like yours was like
But
welcome to the NHK, was it?
yeah.
Yeah. So like on my end, like when I was listening, when I was in that phase, I was watching like Fairy Tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Fairy Tail like
The shonen anime, right?
had like shitload of episodes, right? So yeah, I
Yeah.
binge watched it like throughout the whole period of time, and yeah, that it does trigger whenever I rewatch it. It does trigger like memories from that period.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, another fucking anime I remember that like impact on me was Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh,
Have you watched that show?
yeah, that was the first one that I know about, and I watched a little bit, but I was too young to actually really understand it. But I was so in
Mm-hmm.
love with all the robots, man.
Yeah, like it's a really fucking weird show. Like the creator of the show, Hideaki Anno,
Mhm.
basically like did state give us statements many times that the show is basically like his fucked up mind creating this fucked up world and characters that like he did a like he was also in like a state he was like a very bad state at that time, and so he just poured everything out into the show, and like
Mhm.
whatever his fucked up mind could come up with, he just put it in there. Like obviously he put a lot of stuff in there just because it was cool, like the fucking giant robots and the fights and everything. Like he said that yeah, that was all cool. That's why I put it in there. But the main crust of the show, which was the characters, and the main character was
Shinji, was it?
fucking Shinji. Yeah, yeah, Shinji. And his whole character is like a pathetic little kid who who's a pathetic little kid with daddy and mommy issues from childhood who has never been who lost his mother, who never been loved by his dad. His dad just left him basically to be raised on himself by himself. And the time when his dad came back for him was when his dad needed him to pilot the robot to fight the fucking monsters, basically. And and basically he comes back only he agrees to fight the monsters. He agrees to pilot the robot to get his dad's love that he never got. Basically, he was trying to get his dad's affection or approval, that he never experienced in his childhood. And he was trying to attain that in any way he could. So if it meant like risking his life fighting against these monsters and this huge robot, he would do that just for that. Like,
Mhm.
yes, it was very selfish, and he wasn't doing it for to save lives of humanity or whatever. But that's a very human character. It's like that you can understand that he's a fucked up character because of his past, because of his upbringing.
Mhm.
But that's the character. Characters don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be heroes. But is this the flawed character, and that's great. And the show is full of these fucked up characters going through these fucked up situations, and it really well, like watching that like that was the first show. Like that was one of the shows I watched, like besides NHK, I think, which didn't have these cookie cutter characters, these heroic, you know, these shonen anime protagonists that are trying to save humanity or trying to do the best thing for everyone, trying to save everyone or whatever. The point of the show wasn't that. The point of the show was these very human characters, these flawed individuals, because humans are flawed. They're not these superheroes. So watching that show, like it was so real. It felt very real because it had all these characters in it that were real, that were flawed, that had that were fucked up. They weren't heroes. They were doing it for themselves. But that's human nature. So yeah, watching that movie had a big impact. I like watching that show actually, and it had a movie as well. It
Yep, it
had
did.
many movies after that. Yeah.
Yep, it did.
It had one movie where it tied it all up, like the ending, and
Mhm.
then he continued to remake the series into a bunch of movies, which I also watched later. But the original show and the movie, which was the ending, that was, yeah, I watched that. That did leave a big impact on me, and that I was like, I learned a lot, and I appreciated that show for what it was, like not shying away, not trying to make something to appeal to everyone. Basically, he was
Mhm,
just making something that was real, that felt very real.
mhm. But why? I can't remember. But why was this robot like eating people again? Like eating monsters again?
Okay, so this is a bit of a spoiler, for the show, but basically the robots, the huge robots you see, there are three original, I think.
Yep. Zero
Those
zero zero two.
aren't, yeah, zero unit, unit 01, unit 02, and unit 0, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those robots weren't, they weren't actually robots. They were like living beings in a way. They were basically, so let's say for Shinji, these robots were created from his father and mother's experiment. So the unit he pilots, I think, is Unit 1 or Unit 2. I
Yep.
don't
One.
remember.
One.
Yeah,
Zero
Unit
was
1.
Ray. Yeah.
Yeah. So Unit 1 was basically his mother's body, like his mother's consciousness, and they they experimented in a synthetic bio like being or whatever, and they created this fucking robot with a robotic exoskeleton, but the
Yeah.
insides it had guts and organs. It was like a living organism, and it has his mother's consciousness or soul basically in it. So that's why only he could pilot that robot. No one else could, because it was his mother basically, and he was like basically going back into his mother's womb every time he was in this robot. So they had the best compatibility, like 100% compatibility. Any other pilot could not pilot that robot like he could.
Oh.
Yeah, and basically it has like the plot is very like diluted. Basically, it's all about it goes very biblical and shit. Like they take things out of the Jewish Bible as well, like all the mythology, like the angels, 13 angels or something coming down to Earth, Adam, Lilith, Eve, all that shit. Like
Yeah.
basically, the name of the show is Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is like from the Bible. It means
Yep.
like the creation of a new world or something, I think. New Genesis.
Wow. That's very Japanese to mash up everything in like no one. Oh, like, it feels like this chapter he started out with like whatever he wanted to do from his mind, and then he found something new and he added to the animation, and then he found more new stuff and he added more to the animation.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like there was so many fucked up and convoluted shit in that show, like plot wise, when it
Mhm.
comes to what the big picture, what is actually happening. That like people still to this day argue and try to like discuss and analyze like what it all meant, like what this piece of information means, connect to that, and all this shit. Like it's still not 100%.
I think it's gonna be hard. Like, yeah, this particular anime gives me a very dark feeling. So I didn't really revisit it a lot because of that.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. It's from a very dark place. I like the all the characters. I mean, the plot and the actual thing was going on with all the robots,
Mhm.
angels, Adam or Eve, whatever. That's very convoluted and made from combining things, and like it's made to seem very cool and shit.
Mhm.
Like he admits that himself, the creator. But what the main thing about the show, I think, is the characters and their situations. Basically, that's the main takeaway from the show. Like the plot and everything, it just revolves around the characters. It's not the main. It's not the main show. The main
But
show
even
is all about the characters.
But ironically, like it was the robots that actually really blew up the whole image.
Well, yeah, I mean, at that age when it came out, I think it was the 90s. It was in the late 90s when it came out.
Yeah, I think it was about the late
Yeah,
90s.
yeah, I think 97 or 98 something. So it was like fucking robots were the thing. You put like Gundams or huge giant fucking robots fighting monsters. That was the hit thing, popular thing. You put that in a show, you automatically like have people watching it. You know,
Yep.
people wanted to watch that shit. So he probably put that shit, all that shit in to make it look really cool. But inside it was something that people could never, like people weren't expecting going in.
Yeah, but
So,
it's still, how do I put it? Like there's still a whole interesting concept going on around the robots. I mean, he managed to blend it well. That's the thing.
yeah,
Like
he did.
yeah, like it's not like a very distinctive line in between to say that oh he definitely just threw it in just for the sake of it. You know some animations like that, like they throw this whole isekai thing just for the sake of it, but the plot is just as basic as it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean he managed to blend it well. That's the thing.
Yeah, like he well, the things he put in was very cool, but it
Mhm.
wasn't because he just put it in because he, just randomly. Because everything does have like it does connect in some way. Like even in the very first episodes,
Mhm.
like it has foreshadowing that later, like in the later episodes that comes out, and you go like, ah, so that's why that was that, you know. Like the
Yep.
thing about the spoiler I told you just now about the robots not being that shit is a huge fucking spoiler. Like
Yeah, it is.
that people had that same question you had. Like, what's up with the robots and shit? Like that was the question from the first episode, and like, why only this kid can pilot the robot? Why not get an adult grown man or some other person to pilot it?
Mhm.
And it gets answered way later in the episode, and it's like a huge reveal, and like makes sense and shit as well.
Like I remember I mean I had that question is because when it came out, I was really surprised that Eva won because that motherfucker was eating like monsters. I'm like, holy shit, robots do that? And it really intrigued me. Like it seriously intrigued me a lot because I wasn't really into all this gothic and gore stuff back then, but wow,
Uh-huh.
that really, opened part of part of the bestial instincts in me. Like
Yeah,
it,
like when that scene happened in the anime, I think
mhm,
that was halfway through the show or something. Like it
mhm.
was a huge fucking thing. Like everyone was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because and, like all the characters were like, "What is going on?" Like because even the characters, most of them didn't know what the fuck these robots were.
Yeah. So it's like everyone was confused. Like
Yeah,
only,
and we don't
huh?
only like Shinji's father and
Mhm.
like his friend who's with him the whole time knew basically the actual things that are going on, which we as audience and the other characters don't even know until like the very end of the show. But I think you should watch it, man. Like I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it. Like when there's I don't know, some of these animes like you really have to find the proper mood to watch it because you
Yeah.
know you know how the flow of the animation goes. And yeah, just some of the days you're just not not really into it. Like yeah, like Shiki, I tried rewatching it, but I'm just not in the mood for it. So
Yeah.
yeah. And
That's something as well. I think you need the. Sometimes you're in the mood for just just a laugh. Just
yep,
some
yep.
casual comedy, fucking asobi asobase,
I love that shit.
or yeah, or Gintama or some shit like that. And sometimes you just want to get fucked up. You want to watch some fucking Neon Genesis or some what was that other show? Ergo Proxy
Ergo Proxy and
and
Elfen Lied.
Elfen Light. Yeah, like you just want to get fucked up and watch some really fucked up shit.
Oh my god, Ergo Proxy. I'm not too sure if I've watched Ergo Proxy though. I definitely know that character because she's goth as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I, ca- I can't
She's the
remember if I.
definition of goth.
Yeah, like she is as goth as a goth can be, and but I'm
I
not too
remember
sure.
watching.
Have you
Yeah, I
watched it?
remember watching that show. I did watch it, but I didn't enjoy it that much. Like
Oh,
I
what?
thought because I thought the ideas it brought up and the shit it showed, like it wasn't as deep. Like it was pretending to be more deep than it was.
A little bit
That's what I
pretentious.
thought. Yeah, yeah, it was pretentious. That's a bit, just a bit. That's what I got out of it.
Oh, now speaking about this, there's one that really impressed me, which was Psychopaths.
Oh yeah, I watched Psychopaths recently.
Oh my God, Psychopaths was the first time I watched. Okay, it's not about impact anymore, but it was one of those animations that truly impressed. Like I actually
Hmm.
sat down and think throughout the whole plot that holy shit, this is something that actually might happen, that can happen in the real world because we're already halfway there because of all the technology and stuff, and we're already halfway
Yeah,
there. Yeah, and that really wow, that I enjoyed that, but I can only go it through once. Like I can't sit through Psychopaths another time. Yeah,
yeah.
it's too heavy.
Did you watch season one?
I only watched season one. I couldn't sit through season two anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, season one is the best. After, like, I think they were out. Like they had finished their story already in season one. In season
Yeah,
two, they say they bring up another story, but it's not as good as season one.
it's like milking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't sit through season two. Like season one was a par level. Like it reached to the pedestal where it should be, based on that name Psychopath. And the subsequent
Mm.
ones I just couldn't sit through. Like the first two episodes were really determined like how the flow of the anime will go, and yeah, I just didn't felt it anymore, and I just didn't watch it anymore. I was just contented with season one.
Yeah, season one of Psychopaths was really good, and like the ideas and principles it brought up, you know,
Yep.
with the main villain and the main protagonist, like it keeps you questioning even until the end, like who's actually in the right, you know?
Yep, yep. And it's a very well thought and very very well thought and detailed. Like everything, like from the music to the plot to the animation, everything was really well done to pull it off. And yeah, for that, you know, I think
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Like I mean, to be honest, like animation, it's actually even taking over like real movies and stuff. Like because of all the work that one thing is they don't have to work with so many people, and that cuts like
mm,
the workload in half. Like when you work with actors and stuff, it's like they're very sassy or they don't want to come to work, etc. like that, and it's hard to get production done. But with animations, you have a lot of deadlines to meet, and definitely there's a set of works around it. But it's easier to control where the animation is heading.
yeah.
Yeah, but Psychopaths, yes, that was one of the ones that was impressive.
Hmm.
So what?
You know when they try to like make live action adapt, it comes out so shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so disappointing. Even like Gintama, the live action is so shit. Oh my god, I couldn't like. I'm like, bro, are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's so bad, man. You should. This is why you should never try to make like anime into live action. Like it's never gonna work. It's
Yeah,
anime for a reason. Like all those over exaggerated expressions and animations and everything, storytelling style, it can never work in real life.
yeah, and it's like okay, as much as I like Japanese, but in live action movies, half of the time their characters feel very unnatural portraying all that expression.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
you're gonna tell a real person to do an anime expression. You're gonna tell someone to do Gintama's "Whoa," like mouth wide open Looney Tunes style fucking expression to an actual person. How's
Yeah,
that
but
gonna work?
I think I think I think it's the vibe of the whole expression. Like it can be done because there are some people that you know in real life that are as retarded as them. Like and like those friends that you got, like it's just really purely comedic. Their reactions
Yeah.
and their timings and everything is just them. I think that's what animations manage to consistently capture about people. Things that don't happen all the time, they manage to consistently replicate it in anime all the time. And I think that's
Mm.
what uh, the cause of all these characters that can't be captured by real actors themselves, because it's a genuine expression and not something that can be acted out.
Yeah, like it's weird that you watch anime and it seems it's real and it makes you feel more relatable than when you watch actual people act it out. Like
Yes.
when you watch it in live action, it actually gives you a backlash. It gives you a whip. Whoa, this shit ain't real. Like that's not
Yeah.
how people act.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe that's why people are more addicted to animations, because it expresses a lot more than what. Okay, it's like, okay, how movies now,
Uh huh.
the older batch of actors are so much better than actors in the modern cinemas. Like, because
Mm.
I've been watching like movies back and forth. Like example, like for example, like Jim Carrey,
Uh
and
huh.
he has this natural way of doing things. When you listen to him talk and everything, you know that he's just playing himself in movies to different characters. And
Yeah.
all the natural, all this very natural acting capabilities that the old actors, like I'm watching Ocean's 13, like like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and all this. They are just so natural. And Al Pacino, his name.
Al Pacino. Yeah.
Al Pacino, yes, and he's in it too. So, uh, all of their actings are so natural. I mean, compared to now, like when you're watching movies now, you know they are very subconscious, like that the camera is there. But when you're watching all these
Mm.
older actors, it's just so natural for them that you, you yourself don't even know that you are the camera watching them. That kind of
Mm.
feeling. Yeah, so I think that's what got replicated into the anime scene, that all these expressions and all this very natural transitions of expressions that really clings onto us, like all the emotions when you watch it, like NHK and all that. And
Mm.
uh, yeah, I mean, they have a very natural transition. I mean, we probably wouldn't have felt you probably wouldn't have felt the same if you watched NHK if it was a live action, that kind of, because
No.
yeah, it's like, because in animation it's it's a lot easier to replicate a whole atmosphere, so to really enhance the voice of that moment, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
they can just focus on like one fucking thing with
mhm,
the music, the animation, the framing, everything, the
yep,
voice acting, everything. They can like focus very well on the thing uh they want to make you feel, as
yep.
opposed to live action, because I think in live action it needs to be done exceptionally well for the
Yeah.
message to come across exactly how the director wants it to.
Oh, speaking about that, I think half of the time is because the actors don't really understand the character portrait they are trying to portray out. And that's,
Mm,
yeah, like example, like Gintama, like that guy. Yeah, definitely all of them are like all-star actors, but they don't have the essence. Like when I look at all this, right, I always look out for the essence of characters, and they may not look alike, they may not sound exactly alike, but it's the essence of a particular character that's being portrayed out that I feel that's important. Yeah.
yeah,
So
for sure.
Yeah, like when these actors, when you do live action, I don't think they manage to capture the essence because they don't understand the character well enough. Maybe only one person like Sogo. I think his actor managed to pull it off a little bit because maybe yeah, Sogo is like a very sadistic person who doesn't really like talk a lot, and it's easier to play that role compared to Gintama or Kagura. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really watch. I didn't really watch the movie,
Oh, you
so I
didn't?
don't know. No.
Fuck you. I thought you did.
Nope.
But
But yeah, I think yeah.
no, I was saying like ironically like they do like better Japanese movies when it's not a live action adaptation of an animation. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I think yeah, that's because when they try to adapt, they try to stay faithful to like they try to adapt like scene by scene, like
Ah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the problem.
Yep, that's a problem.
And if you
Totally.
don't do that, then fans are going to be pissed as well because if you don't adapt everything the way it was, then they're like, it's not the same character, it's not the same story. So I mean, for me, I think just leave anime let anime be anime. Like, don't try to fucking live action adapt it. Like, cause why? Why do you need to? Like,
To
why?
milk it. To milk it.
Well, that's the kind of results you're gonna get when you try to milk it.
Oh, but
Like, you watch fucking Your Name. You watch Your Name, right?
nope.
What the fuck? You haven't,
Nope.
bruh?
What? It's so um it's just it's really like those sad animes that I
It's
really
not.
not.
It's not really sad though.
Okay, well, give it to me. What is it about?
Well, I mean, it's not sad. It's like it has romance, it has comedy, it has some sadness near the end, like, but it's quite bittersweet. And it's really nice. It's about like this girl and this guy, like swapping bodies, body swapping basically in their sleep.
Mhm,
Like when they go to sleep, like sometimes they wake up in each other's bodies, and they
mhm,
are like very far apart. They don't even know each other, but they're
mhm,
far apart. Like one, the guy lives in the city, the girl lives in the countryside. They're like
mhm,
swapping bodies with each other, and like because this girl always wanted to live a city life, she
mhm,
was tired of being cooped up in the countryside, nothing to do, and she just wants adventure and shit. So, and the guy is your normal guy. He's working part time and shit and stuff, and yeah. So it's body swaps, and a lot of shit happens, and eventually they do. Of course, there's going to be romance between them. And there is one other huge plot twist that happens like midway through the movie, but
mhm.
you never see it coming. You never expect it, and it's big. It's a big plot twist. I won't spoil it, but yeah, this is a great movie. The fucking music soundtrack is fucking amazing. Like they got this band. I forgot the Radwimps. Radwimps is the name of the
Oh,
band.
Radwimps.
Yeah, they got Radwimps to like make the soundtrack specifically for this movie. They like so the music is perfectly tailored. They got the fucking Radwimps and made this whole fucking soundtrack with them. The director and everyone worked and the fucking music is amazing. It makes so many moments of the movie just shine so much, and the animation is beautiful, man. Like this guy Makoto Shinkai, the director, is
Mhm.
like his animations are fucking lifelike. Like his animations are so great. It's like putting a 4K HD filter
Mhm.
on real life. Like it looks better than real life. That's how good his fucking animation is.
What the fuck? What
I'm
the
telling
fuck?
you, man. Wait, have you seen that short movie? What is it? What's it called? Garden. Wait, what's this? Fuck. Wait, let me look up the name. It's about this guy who meets who has a romance with his teacher.
I'm pretty sure I did, but it's in a different website called Pornhub.
No, it's the fucking Garden of Words.
Nope.
Garden of Words.
Nope.
Man, you can look it up. It's on YouTube actually, the whole movie, and it's like 40 minutes only. The
Okay.
fucking animation, it's like you can't. At some points, you can't tell what you're looking at if you're looking at real life or animation. It's so amazing. Like that's
Uh,
the same guy. That's the director of that movie that made this Your Name, and it's fucking amazing, man. It's beautiful. The animation, the everything. Like it's not like a very deep movie or anything. It's just a very good movie, you know.
So
It's
when you
not.
said when you talk
Yeah.
about this, the only thing I can think about this animation, Your Name, was that meme. Like this guy was asking for the anime name, and then the other guy was like, Your Name, and then the guy was like, Andrew, and then they had this movie poster writing his name Andrew over there.
What the fuck?
Have you seen that meme before?
I don't think I have seen that meme.
I'll send it to you later. Oh my god, this is all I can think about in my head as you're talking about it. I'm like Andrew or something. God damn it. It's fucking hilarious.
Alright, I gotta see that later then. But yeah,
Okay.
man, movie is amazing. Wait, what was my whole even point about the movie? Oh yeah, so it's a fucking amazing movie. Wait, have you seen A Silent Voice?
What?
A Silent Voice.
No.
That's also okay. I won't get into that. But that movie has like some deep fucking that has some deep concepts. A silent movie, A Silent Voice. It's about like bullying and stuff. It has a deaf girl in it, and shit gets very deep. But this movie, like Your Name, and that movie came out around the same time. But Your Name, I think it doesn't have a deep concept, but it's just a fucking great movie, man. Like it's very beautiful. The music is amazing, and it's a
Everything done
solid
right.
story. Yeah, it's just everything done right. Like there's a like it was the highest grossing movie, uh, highest grossing Japanese movie of all time.
Your Name. TK.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah, what I was saying with that movie is like that movie. When you see that movie, you
Mhm.
never want to fucking make a live action adaptation of that movie because that was done way much better than anything you could do in live action. That's what I think.
Wait,
So if
do they have
anybody tries to do that, what?
does that animation have a live action?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
But there was some news like that J.J. Abrams, this Hollywood director, was going to do a live action of
Oh,
that
no.
movie, but it hasn't happened yet. So I hopefully they drop that because they're just setting themselves up for failure, man. Like you
Yep.
cannot outdo this fucking movie. There's no fucking way in live action you can even do like 1/10 of this what this movie achieved in like animation. That's what I think.
They probably can, but it's going to be a very, very high cost.
Not even with a high cost. I mean I just don't think it can happen because the vision of this movie came from the single guy, like from this one guy, Makoto Shinkai.
Oh.
It was all his vision. He was the director, story writer, everything. And the main animator.
Oh, so basically the whole essence of the anime is the one that's hard to grasp.
Yeah. Like it was out of his own like when something comes out of this one person's like mind and they're like they put their creativity and their own touch in something they create, you can never truly replicate that, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. They are like
Yeah.
they started the path for something that people can only follow behind but never overtake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like even maybe you can do something better than that. Maybe you can if you do your own thing, you can do something better than that, sure. But if you try to replicate that thing, that person created, I don't think you can ever achieve that. I don't think you can even achieve 50% of that.
Yep. No, because the whole thing that he portrayed out is probably not even 100% to what it was playing in his head.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it really
Yeah,
went
like
through
because even in a interview or conference, he did say that he wasn't able to do everything he wanted in the movie.
Yep.
Like he's actually quite disappointed because he couldn't do all the things he wanted.
Yep.
But it
because
still came out so well.
because the thing is, it's like the engineering joke. Like it looks good on paper, but it may not look practically. And I think
Hmm.
after when he put his whole soul into creating this, it really has a flaw on its own that he can't really deny it to forcefully input his idea into it. Like, yeah, like when you write a song or a story or start anything, eventually it always starts off an idea that comes from you, and the whole general idea of it revolves around it. But um, there'll be a point where this idea will give life to itself, and it's very hard to turn the flow away from that with by forcing your own ideas and desires into it. So yeah, I guess that's probably what he was trying to say about that. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like it's his thing, right? His individuality. Like
Mhm.
even if it has flaws, it's the flaws, his own flaws in there. So that also adds character to the piece of art.
Yep, it
Like
does.
the fucking Mona Lisa, let's say. It's not a perfect painting, right?
Nope.
But you can't like fucking replicate that. Like,
Well, you can
uh,
with all the programs. You can.
with what?
All that programs, art programs, you can replicate.
I mean, I mean, yeah, yes, but you can never get the essence of it. Like it's like a photo. It would be like a photocopy. It wouldn't be the original.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, try to fuck with your TK.
The,
Yeah, but I need to shit.
all right, so I guess that's it for today. Yes, everyone, Donkey needs to shit, so we need to end our episode. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but it's good because we should save some contents of this anime topic for the next
Hmm.
recording. Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to say. Considering how we always do this without having any plans ahead.
But we just end up talking shit about something anyway.
Well, that's a different topic.
Oh, okay. Wait, wait. The final one thing I wanted to say is that, like in the when I was talking about the time, the hard difficult place I was in,
Mhm.
and like the one escapism, like with anime helped me or whatever. Like, of course, I would have to face the reality later on, but it gave me time, to cope with it for time being. So I think like a lot of times you see people in those kind of situations, they would go to drugs or whatever to try to forget whatever is going that way. And for me, I think it was through anime. Basically, anime was my drug at the time.
Anime says.
Yeah, I mean that's very fucking cringe. To say that anime
Wow.
is my drug, but it was literally like
Wow, TK, wow.
yeah.
I didn't know you were so cringy, but I still love you.
Okay.
But
All right. Huh?
I'll go puke out my lungs from all this cringe.
Fuck you. All right. So yeah, we're ending today's episode here, and yeah, this oh, actually, Donkey, I didn't tell you this, but I
You're married.
actually what
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, you're saying?
the fuck? Yeah, I actually put our podcast on iTunes as well. I put our podcast on iTunes yesterday, actually.
Oh, how was it?
So no, it's like you know how you can listen on Spotify. Now you'll
Yeah.
be able to listen on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
nice. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that's good news for all the listeners out there. So yeah, now our podcast is now available on Spotify, Anchor, if you know what that is, Apple Podcasts and iTunes. If you have iPhones or Apple devices, then you can listen on iTunes, and it's even on Google Podcasts, even though no one fucking uses that. But
Wow.
it's on there. It's on Google. So yeah, yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us on this episode. We're gonna end it here. But yeah,
Okay.
be sure to listen to us wherever you can on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, iTunes, or wherever you want. I'll put up all the links in my story. So yeah, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating if you enjoy the show.
Yeah, there's no shit in this, so you better give us 5-star.
Yeah, this was a shit-free episode, really, which is a huge surprise.
So clean too. No, wait, it wasn't clean. Fuck. We started off with sex.
Well, yeah, it wasn't clean because we talked about your fucking Libra ex-girlfriend and her smelly pussy. So
Wow, looks like a good time to lay off. Alright. Bye, guys. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.
all right, see you guys next week. Bye bye.